So the first step, we're just going to get right into it, is basically telling us to, let's see, number 15, number 16, number 2. That basically means the main plate is what I'm looking at here. But let's see if we orient this the right way. Not sure. What is number 2? So this is correct. So do I have it the correct way? That is what I need to figure out here. So I'm going to assume with all the wires, actually no. So this part actually needs to face me. So you want most of the wires, it appears, to point towards the back, which makes sense. You don't want too many wires in the front of a machine. And the ribbon cable, be careful that you don't pull the cables apart or rip them, because then it's not going to be fun trying to repair those things. So I'm going to make sure my wires are free and not binding or catching on anything here. So it looks like I have it oriented the right way according to the instruction. So 15 and 16. So it looks like we're going to have to get right into these aluminum extrusions. I don't know what this rod's for yet. Let's check it out. All right. I just throw the trash on the ground because it doesn't matter. Let's see. These are wrapped pretty good. It's like my arch enemy. It's saran wrap. I hate this stuff. It's good for packaging. Oh my gosh. All right. What I really like, what I see already about these aluminum extrusions, is the pre-drilled holes. You don't see that a lot of times. You don't see pre-drilled holes and people are having to measure and guess and mess it up, really. And I've been there and done that. So here we go. I don't know if I should open them all, but I'm going to do it anyway while I'm doing this one. So let's just throw this trash over there where I put the box. Goodness gracious. You know, there's a faster way to do this. Of course, be careful you don't scratch your aluminum extrusions, but I just go too fast sometimes, as you can tell by the way I talk sometimes, because I'm just ready to get into it. Most people that buy them, oh, that's pretty neat. So these are aluminum extrusions, and forgive me for not remembering, but these are dual. I'm trying to remember if these must be 40 by 20s, I'm guessing. So it looks like 15 and 16 are going to be, okay, this. And so they're saying that the ones I just showed you that are basically the 40 by 20s, I'm assuming it's 40 by 20. Do I have a tape measure? I have a tape measure. Let's see. We'll measure it because I'm curious now. Yep, 40 by 20. So pretty good guess. Anyway, so they're trying to tell me to shorter. Which shorter and longer mean? Longer holes? Shorter, longer what? Okay, it looks like 16 goes here. It looks like they're kind of referring to these holes. I'm gonna guess. I hope I'm guessing right here. And it looks like there's some holes here. Oh, longer. Okay, longer dimension. That would help. Longer dimension from end to holes goes to the right side towards the top. Shorter dimension from the bottom to the holes on the right side. Hope I'm not sounding too cheesy here, but I want to make sure I get this right. I do not like redoing things. It happens, but it's important to pay attention to instructions. All right, so they're telling me I need to get some bolts. And the bolts are, let's see, not in there. Try not to get too distracted as I see some things here I like. Already see a flash drive and I kind of want to get into it. Ouch. Careful, what was that? Oh, okay. So it's another tool, which is neat. Some wire clippers. That kind of hurt. I guess I should slow down just a wee bit, but I don't want to make the video too long and too boring. So let's see. So the cool thing, really cool thing that I like right now is the prepackaged bolts here. That is really cool. Instead of slamming them all in a package and good luck trying to figure out which size is which size, they actually divide these up. And trust me, if you never put anything together before, that's really neat, because a lot of companies that I've gotten things from before just don't do that. So they're telling me I need to get some bolts. 4 pieces, M5 by 45. They even labeled them. Good job, guys. So M5 by 45. Let's get these other bolts out of the way. And since they gave me this handy dandy tool, I'm just going to use it let's see what we have. They said I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Looks like there's one extra. Is it extra because I might drop one and lose it and it bounce from here to across the world? Don't know. All right. So you flip it up because this is going to be the Z-axis. Careful not to scratch anything. And from the bottom, which I'll show you here, I'm going to flip this completely over very carefully. So these 2 bolts go through the bottom here, as you can see. Now, I'm going to see if I can move. Well, be very careful doing this because I don't want to bust that Y-axis, the motor, or anything. So I'm going to do one side just to be safe. So it looks, the 2 holes at the bottom go to the left side, which they're calling number 16. So the best way to do this when you're doing things is start one and start the other and slowly turn. Now, anytime you're trying to turn bolts, if you don't know this already, you want to be very careful when you start them and hope they go in kind of easy. If it takes a lot of force in the beginning and you're not supposed to, you probably cross-threaded them, which means you're really going to screw things up if you keep going forward with it. So I'm gently doing one at a time here. I am not trying to hurry because I do not feel like re-drilling holes and tapping holes. So it seems like they're both going in okay. Now I'm going to grab a tool here because it looks like I already need one, and I'll leave mine over there, but I'll have them if I need them. So these are M5, so I'm going to grab, I'm assuming the biggest, yep, the biggest Allen wrench here, metric, and start turning a little bit, and I'm going to do 1 bolt at a time, not to rush this. As you can see, I'm going to snug them for now, not over tight, because you don't want to over tighten something unless you're sure you need to over tighten it. So there is one side. Now we're going to do the other side, which they're calling to be number 15. So we're going to take 2 more of the metric bolts, M5 by 45s, slide them through the bottom, and then we're going to come through. And again, make sure the holes are facing you. The shorter distance, not the shorter hole, because that doesn't make any sense, but from the instructions it says shorter. The shorter dimension, which means the distance from the hole that's closest to the bottom, is shorter, and you have a longer distance from the top to the hole at the top. So, if that makes any sense. So we're going to take, we have the bolt started, and I'm going to slowly, let's see, hold this up a little bit, take some pressure off of it, so I'm not, making sure I'm not cross-threading it. I'm going to go back and forth and slowly tighten these. Let's see. Whoops. And one thing when you're tightening bolts like this is Allen wrenches, or whatever you want to call them, socket sets. There's so many different names. I call them Allen wrenches. You're turning them and you're going pretty good, and boom, they fly across the room, and then you have to go find out if they bounce from here to China. No pun intended. All right, so there we go. That seems to be there. Oh, watch the cables. Again, careful. So that was step 1. All right, hey, going good so far.